Welcome to the Free Guys On podcast. My name is Russell Grombeck,
My name is Michael Kelly.
and today we have a special guest, Richie.
What's going on, y'all?
So today we have an article by IGN, and the person who wrote the article it's by Matt Fowler, and it's the top 10 most powerful characters in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the Heroes Edition.
So this is a unique list, and we're going to start off at number 10. They have Ant-Man. So I know Ant-Man's pretty powerful, and, he can grow, to be humongous. He can be little. His powers are unique, and he can use them in different ways. I don't know if he's 10.
Right.
I don't know if he's 10. He's pretty.
He's up there, but I don't think he's like 10 because like of all the Marvel characters, like of like the heroes especially, like I don't know if he's 10
Yeah, it's
per
crazy
se.
that Spider-Man isn't on this list anywhere. He's at number 10.
Yeah, that's
at number
yeah.
10. That's crazy. They should
Yes,
put him-
you could argue Spider-Man. You could argue.
Yeah,
What about Captain America? Maybe.
Yeah, we've
Yeah,
seen
even
him.
Captain America. Yeah, I feel like Captain America is way.
Maybe they're
stronger.
scaling him now that he's took on Kang the Conqueror, but I don't really know. Number 10 just doesn't seem fitting, especially with everyone else on this list.
Yeah, Black Panther. I think there's some guys that could really kind of challenge him. I think he's
Yes.
what.
Yeah, for sure. You said Black Panther. I was just thinking about him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of guys I think that could challenge him for that 10th spot, but I'm not going to argue against it because he is pretty. He's not bad, really. So we will get into the next person here. We have at number 9, we have Star-Lord. I don't know about this one,
Well,
guys.
At the same time, though, he did like hold because since he is part God, he did
Yeah.
hold an Infinity Stone in his hand and survived that. So
Yeah,
I
he
could
has
see
the
their
power
I could see their
stone.
argument there.
I definitely see it. I think he can expand on his full potential, especially with his father being ego and everything. I think that like him being half god, half human could definitely play a factor in it. I don't know about number 9 though. Like again, with the other people on this list, it just seems like this list is a little interesting.
Yeah, with the stone in his hand, he's obviously on this list. And, but just as him and his form with a blaster and a jetpack, he's not on this list. He's just not.
We did
So,
see him take down 2 of the Avengers on this list though,
True.
in Infinity War, with Doctor Strange and Iron Man.
Yeah.
Very true, very true.
And then at number 8, we have Druig. Is that how you pronounce it? Personally, I don't know how powerful he would be because I haven't watched Eternals. So I don't know if I really have say in this.
All of the Eternals are like pretty very powerful.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
remember
like-
watching it, and there's I forgot how many necessarily there were, but I'm surprised more of them aren't necessarily on this list because they kind of did shape the universe as we know it because they helped technology advance everyone inside of that space. So I'm just it makes sense. I'm just surprised more on here.
Yeah, like from a comic aspect, I've seen some videos talk about Eternals, and looking from the comic aspect, yeah, they are pretty powerful. I'm just saying movie wise, because since this is the Marvel Cinematic Universe, I haven't watched Eternals, so I don't know how powerful they sway them as.
I think the movie underachieved a little bit, but this character is basically supposed to be Marvel's Superman in a way. And he's not... he's never going to be as big as Superman's one of the top heroes in all of comics. But he's Marvel's version of Superman, but he's not as powerful as some of the other characters in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah, Druig has the mind controlling abilities to basically just get into everyone and make them what they do. He's the one who took over the town for that majority of time. That's why they kind of had problems with him and he split
Yep.
apart.
Okay, at number 7 we have Vision, and Vision was basically, what was it? Tony Stark's like
Well,
Yeah, his like invention between him, Captain America, and Thor.
what's his name?
it's kind of like a mix of like well, it's kind of a mix of like Thor, Iron Man, and Ultron.
Jarvis.
Yeah, Jarvis.
It was Jarvis, yep. He's basically Jarvis, and Tony, basically, Thor gets this vision that, like, they need to,
Yeah.
and they try to stop him, but they create him, and in theory, he's, like, one of the only people that can actually, like, fight Ultron.
Yeah.
Like, all the Avengers tried to fight Ultron, and they were probably going to lose.
Yeah.
Because that's just how powerful Ultron is. Dude he just destroyed everything in his path.
Yeah, he's also made of vibranium and has like a literal infinity stone in his head. So it's kind of like, how are you not gonna put him on this list?
Yeah. Right.
That is true.
Yeah, he could utilize that in so many ways.
He's not on this list because he's a villain. This is a heroes list,
What?
right?
Oh, Ultron.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a heroes list.
Yeah, if it was all together, like Thanos, and
Yeah.
he would be on this list. So, at number 6 we have Iron Man. I don't truly understand. Like, he's very powerful.
Yeah.
His new suit in Endgame and the abilities that he built into that suit are crazy. He was able to go up against Thanos several times. It didn't go well for him half the time, but he was able to go against beings that you never thought Iron Man would go against. And I will say, if you wanted to put him at 10 or 9, I understand that, but I think 6 is a little too high.
I think the reason why they probably put him above Vision might be because since he kind of like defeated Thanos in a way and doing that major sacrifice, and how Vision got his life taken, so he didn't really beat Thanos. So maybe they're looking at that aspect of it.
I look at it differently, though. Iron Man outsmarted Thanos.
Yeah.
He didn't beat him. He outsmarted him. So I think if you have Vision versus Iron Man 1-on-1, I think Iron Man loses, unfortunately, because I'd be rooting for Iron Man. So, at number 5 we have Doctor Strange. This one feels right. Doctor Strange is very powerful. At times you've seen him kind of, go through a lot. Even in like the new Spider-Man movie, he faces Spider-Man. He's facing, in his new movie, he's facing Wanda. You get to see him go against all these different heroes, and you get to see how powerful he truly is.
Yeah, it's Doctor Strange. I mean, definitely, I would have put him higher up on this list, just because of the next option. But I think like with him being a possibility as what do you call it? The what did they say it was? Because Wong is the
Sorcerer Supreme,
Sorcerer Supreme,
right?
Yeah, Wong is the Sorcerer Supreme just because Doctor Strange had gotten my brain is slipping on me.
Had gotten like he
Blipped.
got
He got
blipped.
blipped. He got blipped in Avengers Infinity War, so Wong became the Sorcerer Supreme. But obviously, if he didn't, he would have been up for it next. So, taking that big of a role, obviously, he has to be here.
Yeah. At 4 we have the Hulk. So at this point, I mean, like, I don't know. You could put him at 3. You could put him at 2. But I feel like in the movies, he's not as powerful as he was in the comics. He's still very powerful. He can go head to head with Thor. For a minute, he was giving Thanos trouble. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, he's still the Hulk, but he's not like
He's
from
not
the comics.
Comic Hulk, yeah.
No, comic
He's not
Hulk
World War Hulk at all.
could dominate a lot of different opponents.
That's why I'm like hoping like in if they make if they're allowed and they do make another Hulk movie, I hope they make him more powerful and all of that. Because like with this, like even though it's not talking about the Professor Hulk or Smart Hulk, like it'd be nice to see a more dominant Hulk, like how we see in like I think it was the 2008 movie, like how powerful he was there. It seems like in the later movies now, he seems less powerful.
Yeah, the only movie where you kind of feel like, man, this Hulk is really crazy is like maybe like the first Avengers movie when he fights Thor and he's just smashing aliens, and that's really it. I mean, all the other movies he kind of gets downgraded in a way. And it's like, we just want to see him smash stuff. And it's a different look into the character though. I mean, I understand it, but I still would like to see like Mark Ruffalo's Hulk kind of more,
Yeah, even in Thor Ragnarok, it was like he like you seen like Hulk be like vicious, but it didn't you didn't get the same feel for it as you did in Avengers.
Mm-hmm.
It just felt like it was more calm, and it was just weird.
Yeah. So at number 3 we have Thor. For me, it's one of the best characters that they've done. I think just his character arc, all the ups and downs he's had to face, his family, people dying, him going from losing his hammer and then getting it back and realizing everything, and just the journey he's been on, has been amazing, and it's a great character arc. His movies haven't been the best, but
No.
at the end of the day, he's a great character, and he's definitely, I'd say 3 or 2 would be perfect for Thor.
I have to totally agree. We see like that entire thing in Thor Ragnarok in which like he talks to his father Odin and he's saying like, hey, like you don't need the hammer to be powerful. That was just to source your energy. And so then we kind of see him start just going ham without the hammer and just being able to show what he can do. And I hope we see more feats like that. I think he might go on to have maybe 1 or 2 more appearances in the MCU, but I'm hoping then we can truly see like how he comes out, especially maybe in Secret Wars.
At number 2 we have Captain Marvel. Now I would say like her and Thor are pretty close. Like if you wanted to put Thor at 2, you could. If you want to keep Captain Marvel at 2, you can. They're very close. It's very close. I mean, they both, could go hand to hand with Thanos or whoever, they're just that powerful. But at the end of the day, her first movie was not too bad. I didn't hate it, but it wasn't like
Enjoyable, kind of.
I enjoyed it. Yeah, I thought it was pretty neat. I don't think it deserved the hate that it got. I thought it was more enjoyable than other movies in the MCU. But yeah, I mean it had its issues, but I think that was mainly just because of the timing and the way that it was put. But I don't think it was horrible.
we got to see Nick Fury lose his eye, get the whole story around that.
Plus, the next movie is gonna be very interesting as well.
Yeah, with all the different Marvels.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Miss Marvel and Captain Marvel. Yeah, that's gonna be very interesting.
So yeah, I mean, we'll see how that goes. It should be really interesting, but like I said, her and Thor, if you want to swap them out at 2 and 3, that's fine. And number 1 is Wanda the Scarlet Witch. I mean, in the MCU, it's pretty obvious she's the most powerful. They make her out to be the most powerful. In the comics, she's up there, but I don't think she is the most powerful. But in just the cinematic universe, so far she made Thanos look not even like intimidating. Like she just bam. And she, quickly got past Doctor Strange. So I mean, at this point, yeah, I mean, I agree with the list at putting her number 1 if you're talking about the movies.
Well, even her show, like how, like she controlled like a whole city. Imagine imagine her like her emotions getting the best of her, and like her controlling like, the whole country, or like just the whole world in general, and like how much like she can control. Like it's just crazy to think about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this list is pretty solid. I would change up a few things. Like I think Iron Man should slide to maybe 10. But I can't really argue if we're talking about the movies. I can't really argue with the other spots. You know, I would like to maybe. I'd probably swap Thor out for Captain Marvel. I would probably put Iron Man, you know, under Vision, and then like I said, Ant-Man. You could put him at 10, but I'd probably put like Black Panther or Spider-Man or one of those guys at 10. But the list isn't too bad. I kind of agree with it mostly.
Yeah, I'd definitely say the same thing. I say maybe definitely have to come back and do like a top 15 list, because then maybe we can talk more about the whole Ant-Man. But then you got to go into villains. We've had more, I'd say not bad, but we've had lesser villains in the MCU than we have had good ones. But the good ones sure do like show like how bad they can be and how ruthless they can really show themselves. So
Yeah. There's a lot of creative, different villains in the MCU, and even in the new Thor movie, I thought Christian Bale played. What was his name?
or
Yeah. He played him perfectly. I thought he did a great job. And there's a lot of movies like that where the villain's the main story and doesn't get enough credit. But yeah, definitely would like to come back and do like a villains list.
Right.
And see, you know, rank those guys, because that I think that would be more difficult to do based on their characters.
Yeah. Okay, I am Russell Grombeck,
I'm Michael Kelly.
and I'm Richie.
and this has been the Free Guys On podcast.